After a brief pause, the stage is set for an electrifying race under the dazzling floodlights of Singapore. As we gear up for the battle around the Marina Bay Street Circuit, anticipation is building for a potential upset, with the possibility of a race winner other than the dominant Red Bull team led by Max Verstappen. This optimism stems from the circuit's intricate layout, characterized by its tight, twisty nature and the absence of lengthy straights. Furthermore, teams are unleashing a wave of upgrades, and this weekend, Red Bull may find themselves in a fierce showdown with no less than 4 rival teams vying for victory in Singapore. In today's video, let's delve into the exciting world of Formula One upgrades, with a particular focus on what we can expect from McLaren, Ferrari, Aston Martin, and Mercedes, as they strive to tip the balance in their favor. Our journey begins with McLaren, a team that's following in their own footsteps by introducing an extensive upgrade package at the upcoming Singapore Grand Prix. The Woking-based squad, since their substantial batch of upgrades at the Red Bull Ring, has been wielding a competitive race car capable of performing admirably on all types of corners. However, Hungary threw a curveball, highlighting the challenge of adapting to a track with different demands. Singapore, with its abundance of slow-speed corners and unique layout changes this year, presents a distinct challenge. To address this, McLaren is gearing up to unveil a substantial upgrade package tailored to improve their performance in slow-speed scenarios. Team principal Andrea Stella has openly acknowledged the need for improvements, particularly in high-speed performance. McLaren aims not only to enhance their current car's performance immediately but also to gather knowledge and solutions applicable to the next season's car, ensuring a more balanced and competitive machine. The focus of McLaren's Singapore upgrades will primarily revolve around the rear end of the car, aiming to bolster rear load generation and traction, especially around the slow-speed right-hand corners that dominate the Marina Bay Circuit. The data suggests that McLaren needs to fine-tune their rear-end performance to achieve optimal setup in Singapore, a track renowned for its slow and challenging nature. Now, let's shift our attention to Aston Martin, a team poised to introduce significant upgrades in Singapore, much like their counterparts at McLaren. Earlier in the season, Aston Martin showcased a remarkable performance breakthrough at Monaco, where Fernando Alonso nearly clinched pole position and a race victory. However, their strategic gamble with Alonso's tyres cost them the win. Since the Canada upgrades, which included a new rear wing and changes to the underfloor, the team seemed to have lost some of their strengths. Nonetheless, with the recent upgrades implemented at Zandvoort, the AMR23 has regained its prowess around slow-speed corners, making Singapore a promising battleground. Similar to Monaco, Singapore features high downforce requirements and numerous slow-speed corners, aligning favorably with the AMR23's strengths. Performance director Tom McCullough has hinted at the team's confidence, suggesting that Singapore's circuit suits them better and alluding to the potential of upcoming upgrades. Rumors swirl that Aston Martin plans to introduce an extensive upgrade package in Singapore, encompassing a new front wing specification and revisions to the side pod's profile and rear end of the AMR23. Given the track's reoriented nature and the demand for exceptional downforce and grip, Aston Martin's upgrades will focus heavily on improving the car's rear end, a shared priority among all teams competing in Singapore. Shifting gears to Ferrari, the Italian team arrives at Singapore, a polar opposite of circuits like Monza, where they shone brightly. Singapore's unique layout, characterized by inconsistent downforce generation, unpredictable corner behavior, and high tire degradation, challenges Ferrari's SF23. Despite gradually chipping away at their pace deficit since Austria, the team faces an uphill battle. The SF23 excels in single-lap pace, ranking second only to Red Bull this season, particularly in slow and medium-speed corners. However, its high-speed performance remains a concern, and the lack of a competitive race car tempers their single-lap achievements. Ferrari is reportedly bringing upgrades tailored to Singapore's specific demands. Given the track's distinctive characteristics and the pivotal role of tyres and strategy, Ferrari's chances of a win or podium finish remain slim. Now, let's explore Mercedes' prospects in Singapore. Since the introduction of a front-wing upgrade at Silverstone, Mercedes has exhibited exceptional pace in slow-speed corners. Notably, they were the fastest in Sector 1 at Silverstone, and at Zandvoort, the W14 closely matched Max Verstappen's Red Bull. Monza proved challenging due to the W14's lack of high efficiency, but Singapore promises a different dynamic. With high downforce making a return, Lewis Hamilton is optimistic that fitting a high downforce wing will enhance the car's balance and potentially deliver competitive pace. Mercedes is also set to implement specific tweaks for the Singapore Grand Prix, primarily focusing on the car's floor edges to optimize underfloor performance. Given the reoriented nature of the Marina Bay Circuit and the demand for substantial downforce and tire management, Mercedes is placing heavy emphasis on fine-tuning the car's balance and tire management. The team's trackside engineering director anticipates a strong performance in Singapore, with the possibility of both Lewis Hamilton and George Russell challenging for podium positions. Singapore presents a golden opportunity for Mercedes to secure a race win this season. Lastly, let's turn our attention to Red Bull. While we haven't delved extensively into their upgrade plans, it's clear that the team is preparing to unveil new components in Singapore. The RB19 hasn't been entirely comfortable on low downforce circuits, as other teams have closed the gap to Red Bull, particularly in qualifying. Given Singapore's difficulty for overtaking, Red Bull's recent dip in qualifying form raises concerns. The team is rumored to be focusing on adjustments to the car's floor edges, aiming for track-specific aerodynamic gains that enhance safety and performance. However, precise details and expected gains remain undisclosed. Helmut Marko, from the Red Bull camp, has teased the upgrade's significance, leaving fans eager to see what the Austrian squad has in store for Singapore. In a noteworthy development, AlphaTauri is also gearing up for substantial upgrades in Singapore, drawing inspiration directly from the RB19. This transition hints at the sister team's shift toward incorporating more Red Bull parts into their car, showcasing the collaborative efforts within the Red Bull family. With the race weekend on the horizon and a new technical directive regarding flexible front wings set to impact the paddock, the Italian Grand Prix promises excitement and intrigue. Which team, armed with potential upgrades, do you believe will pose the closest challenge to Red Bull in Singapore? I'm eager to hear your thoughts and perspectives. Please share them in the comments section below. Also, remember to subscribe to the channel for notifications on our future uploads, ensuring you stay informed about the developments in the 2023 Formula One season.